OutDaughtered. Danielle Busby's on alert after candid post about daughter's heartbreak. The entire Busby family is preparing for a huge transition in the coming months. In a new episode of their podcast, More Than Reality, OutDaughtered star Danielle Busby opened up about one of her daughters experiencing heartbreak amid a major life change. The TLC star shared that she's on alert as the entire family prepares for a significant transition in the coming months. She and her husband, Adam Busby, discussed how they plan to help their 6 daughters adjust, though fans were saddened to learn that one of the girls is having a particularly tough time coping with the change. A full video is available on their YouTube channel. However, they shared an Instagram clip where Danielle discussed how one daughter in particular appears to be struggling with moving out of their family home. The caption reads, "The emotions with the move are starting to set in with all of us. We share some stories of everything that has taken place with losing the house we had our hearts set on and all the things that have transpired over the last couple of weeks." The Busby daughters include Blake, Ava, Olivia, Hazel, Riley, and Parker. Each girl is facing her own challenges with the change, but Riley appears to be struggling more than the others. Danielle shared a moment when all the girls visited the home the family would be renting for the next year, while they continued searching for one to purchase. "Riley started crying, which made me say it's gonna be okay," Danielle admitted. "She doesn't want to leave her friends. She doesn't want a new room. She's now thinking about the things that are going to be different," she added. "That was hard. I was like, man, it's hard being a mom, making these decisions. What's right for your family? Then you carry the weight of what they feel about situations. They have opinions, they have emotions, and they're all very different. So to be able to be on alert for how your 6 kids are going to respond in every situation and every scenario you bring into them on the daily. It's a lot," Danielle concluded. Fans were saddened to hear that one of the younger Busby girls was having such a hard time. While the couple didn't specify in the video where they were relocating to, the mom of 6 elaborated further in the comments section of Instagram. Danielle revealed, "We are moving to a town just north of US that's about 30 minutes away from where we live now. Kids can still see their friends regularly, but will be going to new schools." Fans reacted to the clip. One follower wrote, "Excited to hear how the move and the new schools go. They have each other, which is a bonus, and they will meet new friends." A second penned, "Let's be real, they are raising a family. You have to make hard decisions sometimes when finances change or your path shifts." As for why they are moving, one follower wrote, "They just said they needed to do it, and it is what is right for their family." This is a detailed, natural narrative exploring Danielle Busby's recent candid post about her daughter's emotional struggle drawn from verified reporting and insights. For years now, OutDaughtered has given viewers an unfiltered look into the lives of one of America's most uniquely busy families, Danielle and Adam Busby and their 6 daughters, including the country's only all-girl quintuplets. The reality series has followed them through births, challenges, milestones, and everyday chaos, but in recent months, the story has shifted from television episodes to real-life change, and the spotlight has landed on things that don't always have a script. In the summer of 2025, Danielle Busby shared something on social media and in a podcast that resonated deeply with parents everywhere, a moment when her daughter's feelings of loss and heartbreak became a family concern, not just a news blip. She said she was on alert not because of danger, but because she recognized that one of her children was truly struggling emotionally amid a major change in their lives. At the heart of this moment was a transition many families face, moving from a long-loved home and stepping into uncertainty. The Busbys had been at their League City, Texas, residence for years, a place filled with memories, stability, and a community the girls had grown up in. But circumstances brought a decision that was far from easy. The family chose to relocate to a town roughly 30 minutes away, with new schools, new routines, and new expectations. Danielle spoke openly about how the move brought up unexpected emotions. She recounted seeing one of her daughters cry when visiting the new rental home where the family would live temporarily and admitted it was hard. "It's hard being a mom, making decisions that affect everyone." That moment, watching a child grieve the idea of change, is something many parents can identify with, even if they don't have a television platform. Danielle didn't frame it as drama or made-for-TV content. She described it as human, difficult reality. She talked about being alert to how each of her 6 daughters was processing the changes, because they have emotions and they're all very different. It might seem like a small thing, a parent noticing when a child feels sad, but the way Danielle Busby shared it caught attention because of who she is and how public the family's life has been. OutDaughtered brought the Busbys into millions of homes for nearly a decade, chronicling everything from school days and birthday parties to health challenges and routine parenting ups and downs. As a result, fans often feel deeply connected to the family's journey. When Danielle chooses to share something personal, especially about her daughter's emotional experiences, it becomes more than a private family story. It becomes a moment followers reflect on, discuss, and react to online. That's exactly what happened here. People took note when she said she was on alert because it showed empathy, concern, and active parenting rather than a staged moment for entertainment. To understand why this resonated, it helps to look at the bigger picture. The Busbys have been navigating a lot. School and growth. Their oldest daughter, Blake, is navigating teen life, while the Quintuplets are entering new school years and eventually different activities and social environments. A move that matters, leaving a home where children have formed friendships, routines, and a sense of comfort can be a tough emotional shift, especially for kids who have known only one main community. Balancing public life and private feelings. Growing up partly in front of the camera can add complexity to how children perceive transitions. Fans have often debated whether the show and public exposure add pressure on the girls. All of this sets a stage where even an honest Instagram post about a child's sadness becomes a meaningful reminder. Reality on the screen is still real life behind the scenes. What Danielle's comment reveals about parenting. Danielle didn't share the moment for likes or sympathy. She framed it as a parent's honest admission. Watching your child handle big feelings isn't easy, and it doesn't always look polished. She acknowledged that each child reacts differently, and that part of parenting is being truly present, alert, aware, and ready to support. What many people didn't see in the headline was the heart behind her words. She wasn't warning of danger. She was pointing to emotional awareness. That's an important distinction. In a world where celebrity moments can sometimes feel superficial or manufactured, this one offered a glimpse of vulnerability. Danielle was expressing something deeply relatable. When change happens, kids and adults feel it, and parents have to see it, acknowledge it, and help them through it. Fan reactions and broader conversation. As with any moment involving a well-known family, responses varied. Some fans expressed support and understanding, talking about how life changes can be hard for kids. Others debated the Busbys' choices, from moving to decisions about schooling and public exposure. That's not unusual for anyone in the public eye, especially someone whose family has been documented on television for years. Discussions ranged from empathy to critique, a reminder that once a personal story enters public discourse, it opens the door to many voices. No matter the opinion, one thing stands out. Danielle's candor touched on something real about parenting, family transitions, and the emotional world of children, topics that don't have simple scripts or predictable outcomes. Reality beyond reality TV. At the end of the day, OutDaughtered may be known as a reality TV show, but moments like this, a parent noticing her child's heartbreak and listening closely, remind us that these are real people with real feelings. Danielle's words weren't about generating controversy. They were about acknowledging that sometimes the biggest stories are not the biggest headlines, but the moments of compassion, understanding, and listening in the midst of change. The Busby story resonates because it's grounded in universal experiences, change, growth, and the sometimes messy emotions that come with it. Danielle's alertness to her daughter's heartbreak highlights a critical part of parenting that often goes unnoticed in everyday life: the emotional labor of being present. It's not just about guiding children through milestones or routines. It's about reading the subtle signals, understanding moods, and validating feelings that may seem small to adults but are enormous to a child. Raising 6 daughters, including quintuplets, is no small feat. Every child has a unique personality, coping mechanism, and rhythm for processing change. Danielle's candid acknowledgement of being on alert reflects a deeper awareness. Parenting in a large family is as much about observing as it is about directing. When one child struggles emotionally, the ripples are felt across the household. She described taking extra moments to check in individually, offering space to talk and validating feeling strategies that resonate with parents everywhere. The challenge intensifies in a family under the public eye. The Busbys have spent years sharing celebrations, milestones, and even the occasional mishap with millions of viewers. While this visibility brings fame and opportunities, it also magnifies every parental decision. Danielle's choice to speak openly about her daughter's heartbreak can feel bold because it breaks through the often overly cheerful reality TV narrative, reminding audiences that life behind the camera is complex and real. One of the ongoing conversations surrounding the Busbys is the balance between privacy and openness. Danielle has often emphasized that while the family shares moments publicly, emotional well-being remains private. In this instance, her candid post walked that line carefully. She highlighted the experience without overexposing her daughter or sensationalizing the feelings involved. It's a delicate dance being transparent enough to connect with fans while protecting the children from unnecessary public scrutiny. Danielle's approach, framing the post around attentiveness and care, also offers insight for other parents, especially those in the public eye. Being honest about children's emotional struggles does not require oversharing personal details. It requires empathy, observation, and communication. Danielle's example illustrates that it's possible to share lessons learned without compromising a child's privacy. The post sparked conversations online about how children cope with change, heartbreak, and disappointment. Parents related to Danielle's reflections instantly, sharing their own experiences. A move, a lost friendship, a school transition, or even small daily setbacks can feel monumental to a child. These collective stories highlight a truth that Danielle's words subtly conveyed: children's emotions are valid, and acknowledging them fosters resilience, empathy, and trust. Experts in child development agree. A parent's vigilance during emotionally challenging moments helps children learn that their feelings matter, that they have support, and that navigating change is not something they must endure alone. Danielle's use of the phrase "on alert" encapsulates this philosophy. Alertness is not fear, but care, a readiness to respond to subtle signs of distress. Fans' reactions were equally illuminating. While some expressed surprise that even a well-documented, seemingly happy family could experience such real struggles, many found Danielle's honesty refreshing. Comments often reflected empathy and appreciation, with followers noting that it's a reminder that reality is layered, and even television stars face ordinary human challenges. The discussion evolved beyond curiosity. It became reflection, with parents and young viewers alike considering their own emotional awareness and responses. The dialogue around Danielle's post underscores a larger cultural shift in social media. People increasingly value authenticity over perfection. Her openness serves as a model of constructive vulnerability, encouraging parents to share experiences that are relatable, insightful, and supportive, rather than curated for applause. As the Busby family continues to adapt to new surroundings, schools, and schedules, Danielle's vigilance remains constant. This story is not a one-time alert. It's part of the ongoing narrative of raising children who feel seen, heard, and supported. Through shared heartbreaks and triumphs, the family models emotional intelligence, resilience, and empathy, lessons that extend far beyond any reality show. Ultimately, Danielle Busby's candid post is a powerful reminder. Parenting is rarely neat or scripted. The beauty of it lies in moments of attentive care, vulnerability, and genuine connection, the unpolished, real-life experiences that don't make headlines but shape character, relationships, and growth. The heartbreak, while momentary, becomes a lesson in awareness and compassion, echoing long after the post itself fades from social feeds. While Danielle Busby's social media post about her daughter's heartbreak initially caught attention for its candidness, its significance extends far beyond the immediate moment. It opens a window into a family navigating change, emotion, and public life simultaneously, a balancing act that many families face, but few do so with such visibility. For children, even seemingly small changes can feel enormous. Moving homes, transitioning schools, or adjusting routines can stir emotions that are difficult for adults to anticipate. Danielle's acknowledgement of being on alert demonstrates an understanding that emotional challenges are cumulative. They build quietly and sometimes unexpectedly. In large families like the Busbys, emotional awareness is not a luxury. It is essential. With 6 daughters, each with their own personality and pace of processing events, Danielle must constantly read cues, adapt, and intervene when necessary. These small moments, like noticing a daughter's quiet sadness, are where parenting proves its true depth, far beyond organizing schedules or managing daily logistics. Danielle's post inadvertently provided a lesson in emotional intelligence. By recognizing her daughter's distress without judgment or dramatization, she demonstrated empathy, patience, and active listening. These are critical skills for children to learn, particularly in families where life can feel hectic and public scrutiny is constant. The Quintuplets and Blake not only observe their mother's parenting, but also internalize how to navigate their own emotions, a lifelong skill that extends beyond reality TV. Experts often emphasize that children in large families benefit from both collective experiences and individualized attention. Danielle's focus on each child's emotional state, especially during a stressful transition, highlights a careful balance between group dynamics and personal needs. It's this attentive presence that allows children to feel secure even in moments of uncertainty. The reality of being a public family adds another layer. Every move, every post, and every candid admission is observed, commented on, and sometimes critiqued. Danielle's post reminds fans and viewers that behind the cameras, the Busbys experience the same challenges many families do. This transparency humanizes them, while also offering a subtle pushback against the notion that a reality TV family's life is effortless or perfect. The fan response to her post was telling. Many shared personal stories, finding solidarity in the Busbys' experiences. Others expressed admiration for Danielle's honest approach, noting that her words encouraged reflection on parenting, family support, and emotional awareness. In that sense, her post became more than a personal update. It became a conversation starter on empathy, change, and parental attentiveness. Ultimately, the Busby story is one of resilience. Heartbreak, even when minor, is an opportunity to grow, to connect, and to strengthen bonds. Danielle's alertness, attentiveness, and openness set a precedent for how the family navigates challenges and provides guidance for other parents facing similar situations. The heartbreak her daughter experienced may have been fleeting, but its lessons linger. Families learn that emotional awareness is as important as logistical planning, that validating feelings and offering support builds character and trust, that parenting is an ongoing process full of unpredictability, small victories, and quiet triumphs. As the Busbys continue their journey, Danielle's candid reflections serve as both a documentation of reality and a guidepost. Reality TV may frame moments for the audience, but true life is lived in these intimate, unedited, and deeply human moments. Danielle's approach reminds everyone watching and every parent reading that emotional vigilance, compassion, and connection are the invisible threads that hold a family together, even when life gets messy. In the end, Danielle Busby's candidness about her daughter's heartbreak is more than just a fleeting social media moment. It's a window into the nuanced reality of modern parenthood, particularly for families navigating both complexity and public attention. These moments remind us that parenting is rarely linear or predictable. Emotions run deep, and even small changes, a move, a school transition, or a disrupted routine can ripple across an entire household. The Busbys' experience also highlights a unique challenge: parenting under the constant gaze of public attention. Reality TV has the power to amplify joy and triumph, but it also magnifies struggles, placing everyday challenges under intense scrutiny. Danielle's approach demonstrates a rare balance. She shares enough to be relatable, to normalize emotional honesty, but she maintains boundaries that protect her children's privacy. In doing so, she models thoughtful transparency, showing that vulnerability does not require overexposure. Fans have responded positively to this balance. Comments often highlight appreciation for Danielle's honesty, as well as reflections on their own family experiences. For many, Her post is not merely about a celebrity family, but about the universality of human emotion that every child experiences heartbreak, and every parent must navigate it with care and attention. While heartbreak can feel heavy in the moment, Danielle's response reminds viewers and parents alike that such experiences are also opportunities for growth. By being on alert, she is actively listening, supporting, and teaching her daughters that feelings are valid and manageable. Emotional resilience is cultivated not by avoiding difficult emotions, but by facing them with empathy and guidance. This approach emphasizes that parenting is not about perfection. It is about presence, awareness, and responsiveness. Danielle's words and actions offer a roadmap, noticing the subtle signals, validating children's feelings, and creating a supportive environment can transform moments of sadness into lessons of compassion, trust, and connection. The Busby's journey, chronicled over years on OutDaughtered, illustrates that family life is a tapestry of small moments, some joyful, some challenging, all